Everything is energy, and energy has a vibrational frequency. And get this, the rate at which you vibrate can either make your life seem easier or it can make your problems feel really heavy. Now, in today's video, I'm sharing with you 5 daily practices that will help you raise your vibrational frequency. Before I start, let me just get this out of the way. There's nothing wrong with having a low vibrational frequency. I think especially in the spiritual community and in the community around law of attraction and manifesting, there seems to be this idea that a low vibrational frequency is bad and it's better to have a higher vibrational frequency. And that is not the case, because we go through different levels of vibrational frequency, right? When you're going through a growth period, automatically your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts are going to be denser. You're going to be working more with pain, with negative emotions, and that is going to lower your frequency. It's part of our evolution as humans as we awaken to a higher consciousness. And this has happened a lot to me in my own life, where I go through stages where I feel my vibrations are really high. I'm really connected to source energy. I feel very good, positive. I attract good things into my life, and then I hit the next level of my transformation. I go through a growth period, and that is when I start retracting back into myself. I spend a lot more time being reflective. I can feel that my energies are lower as I'm busy processing and working through the things that I need to deal with in order for me to get to the next level. And you might find that this happens in your life as well. So there's nothing wrong with having a lower vibrational frequency, but we want to have a higher frequency because it makes our life easier. So really the keys that I want to share with you today, the practices that I want to share with you today to raise your vibrational frequency, is simply for you to have an easier life. A life where you can attract better opportunities into it, and a life where you don't feel stuck, because that is what happens when we are operating at a lower vibrational frequency for too long, is that we feel stuck. You want to start developing your awareness so that you can raise your vibrational frequency when you need to. And another side note that I want to make before we get into the meat of this video is that I'm not going to share any external stimulus or external tools with you. So really everything that I'm sharing with you in this video is accessible to each and every person watching this, so anyone can do it. You have all the tools and the resources within yourself. You don't need to go and buy things to help you raise your vibrational frequency. You don't have to rely on external stimuli to lift your mood and make you feel better, because when those things aren't there anymore, then you're going to feel bad again. So we really don't want to look to any external sources to raise our frequency, but we want to focus and use what is already inside of us. All right, let's get to it. The first one is to reach for better feeling thoughts. Your thoughts have got such an influence on how you experience the world. It really colors in your perception. It is the filter through which you see the world. And the things that you focus on are going to be the things that you see more of in your world. So let's say, for example, you have got a thinking pattern, because it really shows up as thinking patterns or beliefs. Let's say, for example, you've got a belief that people are generally quite rude. Whenever you go to the store or when you stand in a line somewhere, you're always going to notice the people who cut in front of you, or who don't respect, the personal space between you and them, or the person who doesn't greet you, or the person who just ignores you and, puts themselves first. You're going to notice all of these things, and you won't see the person who greets you, or the person who smiles at you, or the person that, moves out of the way so that you can get past them. And I say you won't see them. You'll see it, but it won't register really in your brain. You're only going to remember and focus on those things that prove to you that people are rude and that they're not friendly and that they only think about themselves. You can imagine that you go into a cycle or into a black hole of just seeing all the bad things around you and seeing all the things that are wrong and all the things that are not working. Noticing things like this is going to make you feel more irritable. It's going to make you feel worried, and it is going to just pull your energy down. It's going to pull your frequency down. But the good news is we can do something about this. We can manage our thoughts. Now, you think about 60,000 thoughts per day, and of that, almost 90% of them are just repetitive thoughts. So it's the same thoughts that you have been thinking before. When you start thinking these thoughts over and over and you just think these same thoughts, there's not really room for growth. So what you want to do is start noticing the typical thought patterns that you have, and then you choose another thought in its place. The second daily practice to raise your vibrational frequency is to create a positive morning routine. You want to create a CEO or have a CEO meeting with yourself at the beginning of your day, because this allows you to set the intention for your day. And when you do this, you're already being the person who co-creates your life in a way that supports you the most. The way that you go about this morning routine is really up to you. There are a couple of different practices that you can do, and what comes to mind are things like meditating, which I'll talk about a little bit more just now, journaling, doing some exercises like a yoga sequence, which really helps you to focus and calm your mind, going for a walk, just sitting quiet time, reflecting, setting your intention. There's a lot of different things that you can do, and I think what is key here is that this routine makes you present to your life. Think about how often does it happen that you get up and you rush out of the door and you don't spend a second thinking about what it is that you want to create for yourself. We are just moving the whole time. We're just going forward. And by having a morning routine like this, you're forcing yourself to stop. You're forcing yourself to again come back into yourself and to center yourself. And that is why it's so powerful, because you are taking all of your attention from out there and you are using it to fuel the intention and to raise your vibration for how you want to go forward in the day. Now, if you have a morning routine like this already, I'd love to know about it. So share it with us in the comments below and tell us what you do as part of your morning routine. Now I want to move on to the third point of raising your vibrational frequency, and that is to meditate. You've probably heard me say this so much, you might be tired of me saying this already, but the truth is meditation is such a powerful tool. It is such a gift that you can give to yourself because you don't need anything. It is a way for you to really connect to your higher self, to connect to your inner wisdom, to really go quiet. The complaint that I get from most of my clients when we speak about meditation is that it's difficult to do, they can't sit still, it's uncomfortable, they keep on thinking all kinds of different thoughts, they can't get their brain to shut up, and it's just, they don't feel the benefits, it's just not something that they enjoy. And I want to just get into this a little bit deeper. I think the first thing that I need to say here is to let go the expectation of what meditation should be like. Let go the idea that it should look a certain way or that you should do it in a certain way. The whole idea behind meditating is just for us to, even for a moment, become quiet enough to hear our inner guidance. And I have days myself where my meditation practice is lovely and I can really go inside and I can really focus and listen to the messages. And then I've got other days where my brain is just going ra-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta and it won't actually give me a moment's break. All right? And that is also okay. There's nothing wrong with that. The intention of showing up for yourself every day and the intention of becoming quiet is already enough to start calming down that monkey mind. And it's already enough to start repatterning or reprogramming those beliefs that say there is scarcity or there's not enough or there's anger around me. There are really so many different ways in which you can meditate, and then you can still add guided visualizations to this. So let me know in the comments below if you would like me to make a video for you about the different types of meditation, or even if you're a beginner, a video to help you start making meditation a daily practice in your life. The fourth practice that I have for you that will raise your vibrational frequency is to express gratitude. cultivating gratitude as a worldview. So what this means is that you look with grateful eyes to everything that is in your world, that is part of your world and that is part of your experience. One of the biggest challenges that we have a lot of the time when our vibrational frequency is so low, when we are stuck in this dense energy, is that we have a scarcity mindset. So we focus on our lack of things. We focus on our lack of joy. We focus on our lack of opportunity. We focus on our lack of love or our lack of experiences. And we tend to notice only those things that we don't have. And of course, because like attracts like, the rate at which you vibrate attracts things that vibrate at a similar rate. When you focus only on the lack of what you don't have, you are going to attract more of those experiences into your life. So there is no way for you to start manifesting, co-creating opportunity and potential and possibilities when you have a scarcity mindset. Gratitude is, in my opinion, one of the fastest ways to get out of that mindset of scarcity, because how can you feel that you are lacking when you notice everything around you that you can be grateful for? And now my final tip to raise your vibrational frequency is to have personal integrity. And this is really when you say that you're going to do something, either for someone else or for yourself, keep to your word. Don't break your promises to yourself. So let's say, for example, you decide that you're going to start doing one of these practices to raise your vibrational frequency, and you give it a go for 1 or 2 days, and then you just give up because it's not working, or you don't really enjoy it, or you don't think that you are benefiting from it at all. What you are doing is you are breaking your word to yourself. And we don't really think about it this way. We are a lot of times very conscientious when we commit to doing something for someone else. You know, we really do what we say we will. But how often does it happen where you make a promise to yourself, or you make a commitment to yourself, either in how you're going to be, or what you're going to do, or what you're going to stop doing, and then you just break that promise to yourself, and we don't think much of it, right? But what actually happens in the background is every time you break a promise to yourself, every time you say, this is what I'm going to do, and then you don't do that, you don't show up for yourself, you are teaching and training your subconscious mind that you are not someone who keeps your word. You are not someone who can be counted on. And can you see how this leads to lower vibrational frequency thoughts? Part of personal integrity is being honest with the people around you, being honest with yourself, reflecting, spending time in meditation, or spending time in contemplation about maybe the things that you could do differently that's going to support you to show up as a better person. We have got this well of power inside ourselves, and the way that you can tap into this well is by developing and growing your personal integrity. Anything that stretches us or asks us to behave in a new way, like learning a new habit, or for example, implementing these practices into your life, requires you to go through a growth period. And you can expect that when you go through that growth period, it is going to be uncomfortable. It is going to be something that you don't feel like doing, and it is going to be something that you want to avoid. And the power of personal integrity says that you push through it. You lean into that feeling of discomfort, and you do it regardless of how you think and feel, because on the other side of that resistance is the next level of your transformation. When you regularly raise your vibrational frequency, you will start to notice the difference in your life. You'll start to notice that your life becomes easier, and that you attract more positive opportunities, events, and people into your world. Your relationships are going to improve, and the filter through which you see the world is going to be lighter and brighter. You'll find it easier to connect to your inner wisdom, and you won't be stuck in this dense, heavy energy. All it takes is commitment from yourself and these steps. Now let me know in the comments below which of these steps resonated the most with you. Like this video if you enjoyed it, share it with a friend, and please subscribe if you haven't done so yet, and hit the little bell so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.